I was conceived with the help of a sperm donor. And that was something I didn't find out until I was in my 40s.
Oh, man.
And
that's crazy to me.
it was pretty wild. I think my parents would have taken this secret to their graves if they could have.
Gosh.
And luckily, they weren't able to. They were kind of forced to tell me, to share this with me. And it wound up being transformative for our family because it was the thing that they were most terrified to tell me because they thought that it would destroy our family, that I would be angry with them, that I would no longer see my dad as my dad, that it would fracture this kind of perfect facade, this image that we were portraying to the world. It, of course, as with most things in life, had the opposite impact. It was so healing for my family to sit in that truth and to have the courage to be honest with one another actually made me feel closer to my dad. It made me so grateful to my parents. I understood so many of the confusing dynamics of our household growing up. Suddenly I understood. I often say I entered the world in a lie. Right? The moment that I got here, the moment that I emerged from my mom, they were lying to me about who my parents were. And so I think there was a disconnect very early on. And like most kids, I decided children, to make sense of discomfort and unease, they will blame ourselves, right? I must be the reason, because you can't blame your parents because they're responsible for your survival and well-being.
Yeah.
So you blame yourself. And so for me, I think I decided, well, I must not be enough. This weird disconnect that I have, or this way that they hold me at arm's length, or this kind of slight veil where I feel like I'm not getting 100% of the truth. And I couldn't have articulated any of that as a child, but it was a feeling, right? I thought, well, maybe if I'm better, they'll be closer to me.
Wow.
If I'm better, I'll have their full presence. So that's why I think I interpreted it as I have to be more, I have to do better, I have to be better in order to get presence and love and acceptance.
But you had love and acceptance from them, right?
I did. I mean, my parents did such a beautiful job, and even their choice of not to tell me was a choice that came out of love, right? They were trying to protect me in a time when, this was, I'm in my 40s, so there weren't sperm banks where you could go through a catalog and carefully pick your donor. This was the Wild West.
Right.
People weren't doing this. Nobody they knew had done this. And so they thought not telling me was the best way to go.
Oh my gosh.
And I think for my dad, not telling me was really because he really was in denial. He believed the myth of our family.
What was the myth of your family?
That I was his. He believed that. And so his not telling me, I think, was really, he was sharing as much of the truth with me as he could. My mom, I think, had a more awareness of the reality. And so her not telling me, I think, was really protective. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's pretty wild. It's so complicated. But I know it's so funny as I look back on it, because I feel like when you're able to look back on your life, you can see, or for me, I'll speak for myself, as I look back on my life, I can see how everything happened for a reason. And the things that are our greatest challenges, this sounds so cliche, but they have become my strengths, right? This feeling of I have to do better and be better is what allows me to lean into greatness. It's what makes me seek excellence. It's what makes me train for 4 hours a day in stunt training and a workout on top of that and learning the fight choreography. And it's I want to be great in the things I do. The trick for me is, as an adult, seeking that excellence and greatness without the attachment that I'm not enough. Waking up and saying I am enough and I still have a right to chase greatness.
That's what I was going to ask you. Can you achieve greatness and feel enough at the same time?
I think you can. For me, that's what I'm really trying to do. It's the walk that I'm trying to walk is can I love myself and also seek more? Is it okay to want to be excellent, to be great, to be a champion, to be a master at my craft, and not have that come from a place of deficiency, that come from a place of joy and seeking? And
when did you start to feel like you were enough? Was it before the lie was revealed or after the lie was revealed?
I feel like from the moment that I went into therapy in college, those days of like getting on my knees and being like, somebody help me, I feel like I've been on this journey of trying to feel like enough, of like picking up tools throughout the decades of like, I know I should feel like enough. And so I know that like we're all perfectly imperfect. We're all children of God. Like I should wake up in the morning and not hate myself. Like we all deserve that. And so I've been trying to cultivate, like, what does that take? What will that look like? What do I have to do? Different healing practices, different modalities in yoga and Pilates and therapy and group therapy and introspection. And so I have been on that walk, but I do think, and it's gradual, right? It's not like you wake up one day and you're like, I'm healed now. But I do think my parents offering me this deeper truth about who I am and where I come from, it like gave me permission to relax into who I am and to be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Now, do you feel like before that truth was revealed that you were able to fully relax into your relationship with your parents? Even though they were loving to you and supported you and encouraged you?
No.
You don't feel like you were able to?
No. And again, I've always had a really loving relationship with my parents. I have incredible parents and they have given me so many tools, consciously and unconsciously. They've been a tremendous part of the story of me getting to where I am today. I'm not where I am despite my parents. I'm mostly where I am because of my parents. And then there is a little bit of despite those dynamics, I wound up here. So I think I had a really good relationship with my parents, but I have a great relationship with my parents now because of the gift of truth that they've offered us.
You always felt like something was off.
Yeah, I felt like something was missing.
Did you ever ask them, like, hey guys, what's going on? Like in your 20s and 30s, like,
no,
is there something off? Are you guys not sharing something with me?
What's funny is that there were these kind of smaller revelations throughout my childhood. Like I talk about in the book how my dad was kind of involved in this investigation. And so when I learned about that, I was like, oh, this is what it was, right?
Like they were hiding this.
Yes, there were these, I think the culture of my family was kind of hide the truth to look good. And like, we should do whatever it takes to like look good in the world. So as I would learn these smaller truths along the way, I kept waiting to feel the revelatory feeling that I had when I got the big truth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you have any resentment or anger once they opened up after 4 decades of hiding this lie?
I did. I did. It was like a roller coaster. I feel like I've had every possible feeling that you could have about this news that I got. Any possible feeling you could have, I've had. I've had gratitude. I've felt elated. I have felt bliss. I have felt anger. I've felt anxiety. I felt fear. So it was, I mean, I think when they first told me, I felt really compassionate because I could see when they told me how afraid they were to tell me. And I remember saying to my dad, and I don't know where this came from, but I'm so grateful that this dropped into my brain to say to him. I said to him, you know, our whole lives, I have told you that I love you on the pretense of a lie. Like every time that I have said I love you, there's been a tiny filter that my dad was thinking like, oh, she loves me because she thinks I am her father. And so in this revelation, I actually got to say, I love you unconditionally. Like I got to say, I know the full truth of you and I'm not going anywhere. I still love you. And to me, that's a much more powerful love, right? A love that's rooted in absolute vulnerability and honesty. When you get to like show all your dirty laundry to somebody and your greatest fears and admit the things that you're scared to admit and they don't go anywhere, that is real love, right? So that's what we got to give each other. When they gave me the truth, I got to give them that return of unconditional love. And them giving me the truth was a way of loving me unconditionally because they were saying, we know you might be mad. We know you may not want to be in relationship with us. We know this might change the dynamic of our family forever, but we're going to give you this truth anyway.
Wow.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.